everybody, it is Calxiyn and Hunter here. If you guys enjoy this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So, this was my Neo summoning wig. And it worked. It summoned, you know what summoned Neo? What? Because you've dressed like that before. No. We both dressed in pink. That like we both, independent of each other, realized like this was gonna be the day. And then, you know, it all mixes in. Like your hair is brown, my shirt's white, like it all... Okay, so why do I have these and we're not listening to anything? Anyway, I'm really happy because this is another win for Calxiyn and Hunter, because if you guys remember, we did a video and we were like, oh, you know what Cinder may try to do? Manipulate Neo into going after RWBY because she'll blame it all on RWBY, like it's all RWBY's fault, let's work together and go kill her. We did that, they did that. So,
I mean,
if you guys need
obvious,
I mean, yeah.
Because, like, why would she want to hurt Cinder? Like,
it's because of Roman, and so if Roman, or if they can blame Roman on RWBY, they could work together.
Well, because they should blame...
They should. I mean, it was kind of RWBY's fault, I guess.
Not entirely. It was more or less that Grimm's fault, but...
Well,
yeah.
If they weren't up there fighting
I also like how, like, I thought there was gonna be more build-up to the fight. It was just like, nah, bitch, Neo. And she comes in and immediately starts kicking ass, and I like that fight scene.
But yeah, so it was obvious, but I'll still take that as a win, because some people were saying, well, no, Neo wouldn't fall for... I mean, it's not really a fall for that either. Like, it just makes logical sense. Like, that's my opinion on it anyway, but yeah, I'm glad that we took home another win, just because, like, we've been doing so well with predictions this volume. Right, Hunter? Like, the Jin stuff, and then,
the Jin stuff like you should do
parts of the lore dump, I guess. Like, not all of it, because, like, that'd be ridiculous. Like, parts of it, right? And so now I'm like, yeah. Yes, bitch. Like, we're here. We're getting that. Like, I wonder if, like, one day Rooster Teeth's gonna be like some employees feeding this girl, like, information. There's no possible way that they could be right that many times.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Anyway.
Hopefully we don't get anyone fired.
Hopefully not.
I don't think that's likely to occur.
I hope not. Anyway. So I like how Little Miss gives Cinder her info. Like, she comes, like, clean, or comes right on her deal, you know what I mean? And I guess Neo was also looking for Cinder, right? Because she's like, usually I don't have a customer that gives me double the profit, or whatever.
For a second I thought that was your Neo voice.
No.
I'm like, why does Neo sound like a southern lady?
Well, look at her umbrella, right? That's very, very southern, right? Huh? That's what?
Little Miss is very southern, like that little, like, thing that she has her cigarette on.
Yeah.
I love that.
She was just letting that go, too.
Yeah,
like, she was just letting that burn. Well, that's what I was saying.
I mean, don't, but also, like,
Neo looks really cool. I'm kind of mad they didn't change up her outfit too much. I mean, she's wearing Roman's hat, which I appreciate.
It came out of nowhere. I like that she's just as manic as always, because there's a part of... I really dug the fight. At first I was like, but I liked how first they were just sparring.
I just like her movement, too,
right? Are we fighting? And then
well, that's what she said. She was like, really, Neo? She was like...
And then they started, like, really going at each other to the point where Cinder's just like, look, I'm a god. Just sit down,
I know.
kid. You know, like,
there was also a new song, and I couldn't decipher the lyrics. I'm sure somebody will, like,
and then that'll
eventually
be a video for you.
And that'll be a video for another day. But basically, it's talking about retribution, and I was listening to some of the lyrics. It sounded like something like misery, and so I'm guessing, like, the idea is Neo's life was, like, full of misery, but then she met Roman, and he made everything better, and that was, like, the one thing, and now she has nothing. Like, that's what the lyrics sounded like to me, so... I'm guessing this is a Neo-centric sort of song to give us insight about her character and stuff. And I like how Little Miss and them are just sitting there, and when, like, Cinder and Neo hit the table, she just pushes them forward. Like, she's just like, no, honey, like, we're watching, okay? Like, we're not getting involved. And then she just sends them outside. She was like, well, this was fun, but I got stuff to do. See ya. Right, Hunter? Like, I just really like that. And all the movement was really fluid, I think.
I like that Neo looked manic the whole time, because there's a scene when they're fighting on the
What do you mean manic, though?
The bar, and, like, Cinder throws her off the bar, and, like, you flash briefly, you see that she's, like, still smiling widely.
I mean, that's not manic, though.
I don't know, manic, creepy. She's just very happy. She's very smiley, and I dislike it. It's
I like it though, because it shows that,
I like it.
You know, she doesn't.
It is disturbing.
She doesn't take the fighting so seriously.
I don't know.
You see, she stops smiling when she puts on the hat, and she looks so sad. Like, she looks at Cinder, and she looks so sad. Like, outside of the bar or whatever, and we're just like, oh.
Also, this is the first time we see Neo in the new art style.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she looks like, I don't know, she just looks so round and I love her.
She looks so round?
Her head looks round. I'm just like, her hair and
she's very round. Cute. Definitely. She looks very cute. I love, like, how Little Miss is like, I love myself dinner and a show, but I'm busy.
Yell me to take this on the street, and they're like, okay, and they break her window. They just
jump out the window.
I was like, motherfucker.
I mean, that's okay. And I like how Cinder's like, you've gotten stronger, but so have I, or whatever she said. Because while we were watching the reaction, as soon as Cinder said that, I was like, and so have I, and like, we basically said it one after another. It was just funny. Anyway. But yeah, she's wearing Roman's hat, and then Cinder's like, I didn't kill your boss. Like, if you have an issue, you should take it up with Little Red, or whatever, because that's what Roman used to call Ruby. Anyway. You're not the only one with a grudge against Ruby. That's not how Cinder sounds at all. But then she pulls out the maiden powers to really end the fight. And Neo looks at her, not like scared, but like in awe, because she's never seen Cinder, I guess, do that before, right? Yeah. And so Cinder just starts floating, and Neo's like, like this is literally the look on her face.
It kind of looks like when Raven Brandwin showed up, and
but
Neo
she
was
doesn't
just
look
like,
scared.
I'm gonna lose this
You
fight,
know what I mean?
So
like, she doesn't look scared, because her eyes don't flash or whatever. Like, she doesn't look scared. She looks at her
though.
more in, like, wow.
Right,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Wow. No, I was saying, wow.
I also like in the fight scene, she briefly, like, Mary Poppins and, like, floats down with her umbrella. And then there's an amazing moment at the end. It's like, we can talk this through, and Neo just points at her mouth, and she's like, right.
I wonder if Neo's, like, cursed.
But I'm also confused because everyone thought, like, Neo was mute, and then they were like, no, Neo can talk, and now Neo's like, no words. And so I think they just, like, they scratched that off, and I don't think Neo's...
I don't
Unless
know.
It's like a flashback? Because we've been having a few of those
I wonder if she... I don't know how to explain this, but I wonder if she actually can't talk, or if she
doesn't want to, or she's cursed, or
yeah, something. I don't know. Like, just because, like,
that was a big fan fiction thing back in the day, having Neo's tongue cut off.
I don't know. I feel like it was more of a gag than anything. Like, maybe maybe Neo wants people to think that she can't talk, and then she'll bust it out eventually. So maybe that wasn't something for the audience. That was something, you know, directed.
There's also, I noticed that you said that she had the green eye makeup.
In Volume 3, apparently.
Apparently, but I'm also like,
allegedly.
I really don't remember that. I don't think that's true.
People have been...
and so I tried to look up why she would do that, and the best answer I got was that Roman had green eyes.
Oh.
So that's the best I got. I don't think Roman had green eye makeup, but
no, he didn't. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up and see if in... Yeah, she does. You can see it faintly.
Yeah, but that's when she's in disguise.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing.
No,
anyway,
she doesn't have it when she's normal Neo.
Yeah, but she has it as every other Neo, so I'm guessing it's just part of her design.
I really don't remember that.
No.
Also, well, it kind of ruins just throwing
Y'all
in
can
a
look up
random
pictures.
green.
I mean, not really. It's
Maybe because Roman was in jail, so maybe she was missing him then as well, and so put the green on.
Maybe, but yeah. Yeah, you can
Come on,
see
girl. Your name's Neapolitan. Don't fuck with it.
Well, I think everybody just got eye makeup for some reason. Like in Volume 3, like it seems like everybody just suddenly
eye makeup. I don't know.
Yeah, but it seems like she had the green. I'm sure I don't think it means anything. Like, I'm sure it's not.
I'm just gonna imagine it's the Roman.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like,
also maybe
pink and green are complementary colors to an extent. Well, red and green, right? That's why Christmas colors are red and green, because they go together well. And so pink is just like a subset of red. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
What's this? Lime green and pink?
Not. I shouldn't say a subset, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
similar.
It's yeah. Well, pink is just lighter red, pretty much. Like what do you mix to get pink? It's red and white.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just lighter, right? And even when things like look, my Switch has like green and pink Joy-Cons. Like that's just now my Switch is off. We're putting it away. But yeah, that's all I was trying to say is that they go together. So I'm sure that they just thought it would be a nice accent to her outfit. Or maybe that's like a hint at her real, like, self, I guess. Because a lot of people say that we see her in disguise a lot, that this could be another disguise. And so if she has that eye makeup throughout all of her disguises, then maybe it's an indication of something.
You see her teleporting a lot and turning into glass a lot, which is a little disturbing because a human just turns into glass.
I mean, that's her semblance. So it's
not the most disturbing thing that happens in this episode. We see that a little later.
So
they're on a journey together, and who they're hunting RWBY, and RWBY are not having a good time.
No. So they go in the house, and these people are just decomposed. Like, these people have been dead.
First, it's a blizzard.
I mean, we knew about the blizzard
already. We need to come into the house. They come into this house. It has total haunted house vibes. I think just the shooting, the creepy, the scream, like that's all classic like Resident Evil. Well, because they walk in and like we're gonna look
Weiss
upstairs.
Screamed though. That was her. It wasn't a random person. I mean, she screamed because she saw two dead bodies.
Well, yeah, and so they see these two dead bodies, and like I know RWBY's been leaning a little more hardcore recently, but that was hard fucking core. Man.
I mean,
like,
that didn't bother me. So.
No, that was fucked up. They had like sunken
eyes. It bothers
eyes.
you, but it doesn't bother.
Well, listen, you don't mind because you've been around a lot of sunken-eyed corpses in your spare time, Cal. But us non-serial killers.
Yeah, well,
it's creepy.
You know.
Also, like if I was watching like a stand-up comedy show and someone said "fuck," like I'd be like, okay, sure, whatever. But if I was watching Care Bears and fucking like,
but this isn't Care Bears, Hunter. Like,
and like Lion
they're
Proud
off.
Heart, and like
YouTube
Proud
now,
Heart
they
was
can
like,
do whatever.
Motherfucker, we're gonna get those bears. I'd be like, whoa! And like I understand RWBY's not like Care Bears. It never really was, and it definitely isn't anymore. But I'm still not used to how it's just being like, yeah, we'll show a little fucked up stuff. So like it's still
not that fucked up. These people died peacefully in their sleep.
Who knows?
They died in their sleep, so we don't know if it was peaceful.
We'll have a video about that later.
But anyway, so Weiss is just traumatized.
Terry's gonna die saving the president, or Terry's never gonna die. Anyways, continue.
Wait, what?
That was a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference.
God. So Maria's just like going through the books, like she's just snooping. But
maybe she's gonna read a book and like we're finally gonna figure out what her deal is.
Maybe
because like she knows something. She has something about her.
Here's something interesting.
Yeah.
So Oscar and Blake push that thing against the door.
Yes.
Right? But then in another scene, RWBY has to push that thing against the door again. So it's almost like it came out a bit and she had to keep pushing it.
Does that make sense? Was it because Crow left?
Yeah, and so Crow just didn't put it back properly, I guess. But
is that really interesting?
No, I thought it could be like a haunted thing that somebody came through the door.
But anyways, they're just like
Crow was doing the thing.
So Blake's just
whoa.
Okay.
We're not done yet. Everybody calm the fuck down. So, Weiss is in the blankie. I have notes, okay? So we looked up some fairy tales and we're not going to talk about this now, but people really wanted the Headless Horseman. I don't necessarily think that's what's going on here anymore. We have
a different idea for what it is.
I mean, we had a different idea last week too, right? The Jester type character, which could be connected to this though, because what if people fall asleep in their dreams and then their greatest fears haunt them to death or something? But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
I think it's like a Swedish folklore. And
that's what we were saying. So there's an old hag character in the folklore thing, and we'll talk about that later. But Maria's the old hag, right? So
she's my abuela.
Stay tuned for that video. But I was just thinking about it, because, if there is an old hag, it's Maria. But anyway, so Blake and Yang have a pretty tense conversation. I mean, it was going well for a second.
First off,
what?
Yang was just like, alright, she totally, fretted him, me, Velma, and Daphne are gonna go upstairs, you and Scooby check out the basement. She was really like, yeah, I'm gonna take my girl and we're gonna go look for food, and they go into the garage.
So all you had to say was shipping stuff. Alright, thanks for interrupting.
Because... Listen.
To talk about your shipping fodder.
Listen. This channel is built on shipping. How dare you?
I don't know. Anyway.
This is a shipping economy.
So, it looks like that they still have a lot of issues that need to be resolved, because, they seem to be on a good place, for a second, then it dipped, right? Because Blake was like, if Adam ever comes back, don't worry, I'll protect you. And, for a second, because they were doing this, Yang was smiling, and then as soon as Blake said that, Yang was not smiling anymore.
She did this weird, she was like, what? Never mind, and she left. And so, initially we were confused. I don't think
it's confusion. I understand.
I think, okay, so what, because my take is that Yang doesn't want to Yang wants to feel powerful. She feels like she's been...
I don't think it's necessarily about power, but she doesn't want people to baby her.
Maybe,
right? Because taking down the bag, or like, right, that's what got her mad, was like Blake, like, you know, taking down the bag for her, like she can do stuff herself.
But this was different. This was specifically involved.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying it's both connected. Like, it's all connected to each other, that Blake is treating her differently and like babying her and trying to like protect her, like she's too weak to fight for herself or whatever.
Felt like that was specifically related to her disability of her.
Yeah, but it's all the same. Like, it's
I feel like
Hunter, it's all connected.
No, because the bag was like about her like not having the robot arm, and this was more about how she lost the robot arm. Like her fear was
it's like it's all about the fact that like that Blake sees her differently now because of the robot arm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's all the same thing. I don't think it's any different. Like, I don't think there are any differences because that Blake feels like Yang can't do stuff for herself or protect herself or any of that. And Yang's just like, I can take down my own fucking bag. I can fight my own fucking battle. Like, she doesn't want...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's different. Like, it's not... I don't think it's about being strong, though. I think it's about... like, smothering. Like, Blake coddling her.
I still think, I mean, yeah, coddling is a part of it.
It's not...
No, it's a part of it, but I still think
I don't think it's about the problem of, like, oh, well, I don't need anyone to protect me, I'm a big girl. Like, no, I don't think it's about that.
No, it's not about, like, she doesn't need anyone. I just think
it's more like she wants them to protect each other. She doesn't want it to be, like, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to be seen as unequal to her partner. She wants them, like, to have like, that partner relationship, like Weiss and RWBY.
I still think the power is a part of it.
I don't think
But anyways,
that has nothing to do with her being mad about the backpack, though.
Well, I'm not talking. You just brought up the backpack.
I know, but because it's a connected incident.
I mean,
that's
I think they're related, but I think they're related, but slightly different. Is all I'm saying. And we're gonna learn more about it as their relationship.
I don't think it's about necessarily strength or not having strength. It's that Blake sees her as somebody that can't do things for herself anymore
because she lack the strength.
Well. Yeah, but it's not just about physical strength, Hunter. It's not like that. But it's like, all Yang wanted to do was, like, travel around and, like, be a huntress and, like, all that stuff. And so, I think it's more about, like, hey, like, I'm not, like, I don't need to, like, you know, sit around and not be able to do anything for myself for the rest of my life. Yeah, like, I think it's more that.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with
I know,
you.
It's just she doesn't need Blake to tell her about Blake has seen Yang fight.
That felt like it did come, like, I wasn't expecting that bit of conflict. I was a little surprised.
I mean, like, we knew that they were gonna have a fight, I think, right?
And I think that's the first of presumably a few.
Yeah.
And so we cut to...
Why are you moving on already?
Well, I don't know. What else do you want to say? You seem to have planted your flag in the ground here.
I think that, like... Blake has seen Yang fight Grimm, right, in battle, and so it's not about, like, her not being able to fight anymore or be strong anymore.
Well, I think it's not about Grimm, I think maybe specifically Adam, because they were talking about Adam, so I think that she wants to...
in Yang's mind, they would fight Adam together, like, in tandem, and, like, get there.
In Yang's mind?
Yeah, in Yang's mind, if they ever came across Adam, they would fight him, like, together, like, as a unit, right? Yeah. And so, I think it's more about that.
I think maybe more about her.
Because for, you know, Yang to sit by and not be able to take her revenge on the person that hurt her while Blake fights her battles, like, I would have a problem with that if I were Yang. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's valid.
Anyway, and she's shaking, so we see that again.
Yes.
Do you think that Adam snuck onto the train?
I'm just
saying. Because I'm still wondering if he snuck onto the train or not. We did
a
whole video about that. Do you remember? I don't know if you were there.
Also, the fact that they brought up her PTSD and that she saw, like, Adam outside and then they talk about Adam and that's... I think it's more about Adam.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, as another thing, do you think that Adam snuck onto the train?
No.
But then what's the point? Like, how is he gonna... What was the point of doing an Adam character short if he's just not relevant? Like, if we saw him that one time and then we're just gonna see him in flashbacks. Like, somebody talked about it being an artistic thing. Like, we're all, we're all waiting, like, for him to show up. Yeah. And then he never shows up, so we get into Yang's mind. Like, somebody said it was an artistic, like...
Yeah, I don't...
choice or something like that. But I was, like, I don't know. I'm just saying... I wonder if he did sneak onto the train. And we also haven't seen Juniper in a while, so what if he snuck on with Juniper? Because that was another part of my theory from
Or
before.
maybe, like, Juniper meets up with him, or maybe it's all just gonna happen a little later.
Maybe. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you think that he snuck onto the train, is my first question.
I don't think he's snuck on the train. I think he's getting down there.
If he did sneak onto the train, which side did he go on? Do you think that RWBY is gonna see him, or do you think that he'd end up with Juniper?
I feel like he would have gone after Blake, so I feel like he would have stayed on the other side. But then also, I feel like if he did that, they would give us a little more information, because then, like, what, we're just gonna have a flashback where he sneaks on the train and...
Yeah, but we can already put 2 and 2 together. We don't need a flashback seeing him sneaking on or whatever.
If he just popped up and he would be like, how did you get here? Oh, I went on the train.
Well, nobody needs to know how he got there, right? Because, like, we as the fan base are already theorizing that, like, oh, those 2 idiots left the back door open. He could have just snuck in the back door. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Hazel, Emerald, and Mercury came after Team RWBY, because apparently they know where she is now, they wouldn't be like, how did you get here?
I also don't think I also don't think that's gonna happen. So.
But he has to be relevant.
I think
maybe he doesn't have to be, like, but I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. So apparently in the opening, Jean, like, has a tussle with Oscar, so inevitably...
Well, that seems like later.
Yeah, so
I think a flashback or something.
Maybe that's later on in the season when they're back and connected. Maybe it's like after the winter... Maybe after the winter break, you'll see them back connected with Juniper.
I mean, that could also have been a flashback. Because a lot of people say that's in Mistral House.
I don't know. I just don't think Adam went on the train.
Anyway.
It's possible, but...
That's why I didn't do the theory with you.
Why?
Because you don't think so.
Okay.
And so, I needed to spend the 10 minutes talking about the theory, and it would have been another 10 minutes fighting with you.
Well, you don't have to fight me.
Anyways. So, okay. Forget it. And then Yang was like, we're fine again. Also, she also said that. She said that twice now. Like, hey, we're fine. When Blake took down the bag. And now she said it again. Also, everybody is tired. Yeah. So Yang is saying, I'm tired. And Weiss is also like, I'm tired. So I don't know if that means anything. Like, obviously they'd be tired, but it seems like they are falling asleep.
We may talk about that in a different video.
In a different video. Lock up the cellar because Crow's an alcoholic. Like, alright, RWBY.
Yeah, so RWBY and Weiss are in the cellar, they find a bar, they immediately like, I'm worried about my uncle's alcoholism. And I remember, okay, this show is going places.
I like how Weiss has doubts, like, about
Weiss is
going to
fight. Do we have to
And RWBY's like, are you serious? And then I'm just like, what do you mean is she serious? Like, why is that not a valid point? Like, you know what I mean?
I understand you have to
I would love to know what RWBY was gonna say after that, I guess. Like, she was like, are you serious? But, like, I don't know how I would, like, phrase this. I guess. But, like, usually if somebody says, like, blah, 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 are you serious? Like, no, this is the, you know, whatever. And so what would RWBY's response be? Like, what was she thinking when she was like, oh, like, are you serious, Weiss? Like, no, we gotta do X, Y, and Z.
We gotta still, are you serious? We can't just stop fighting, even if we don't have a plan. I think that's her idea.
Maybe. But yeah, we never heard that, so I'm wondering, like,
she looks like, oh, I don't, like, you have a good point, but I just don't want to give up hope.
Maybe.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm just wondering about it. Like, I don't have an answer. I just thought that was interesting, because, you know, if Hunter said something, like, totally outlandish, and I was like, no, are you serious, Hunter? Like, that's wrong, or whatever.
Listen, in the history of our friendship, I have not been the one to say outlandish things.
Okay. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, anyway. But yeah, they're all tired, which is interesting, and we're gonna talk about that later, but
RWBY finds beans, and they're all happy about their beans, and they walk out, and you see a cellar door, and the cellar door shakes or opens up, and it looks like it's chained, so my guess is that when they go in the cellar door, they'll find that multi-armed creature, and that's the fight RWBY has in the opening.
But is it the multi-armed creature?
That's my best guess. What, do you think it's gonna be Adam in there? Like, I was on the train! Like, what do you...
No.
Well, you fuckers were off, like, hearing the history of the universe.
It's because it seems like where RWBY is fighting is actually outside in that hole that's at the front of the house, so I don't know if it's the arms in
but
there.
Maybe it's brick when they go down to the cellar.
I mean, there should be stuff in the wine cellar, though, so that wouldn't make sense for... Unless it's an empty wine cellar, right?
Wine and beans.
But it seems like there's, you know, stuff down there. But yeah, anyway. So this was fun. We're gonna record videos for the week, I guess. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. You guys should become patrons over on Patreon. And we will see you later. Bye. Thank you to our wonderful patrons over on Patreon for supporting the channel. Patrons get a bunch of different cool rewards ranging from access to VIP chats or getting video tickets, which can basically be used to request us to do videos, for example. We can advance early access or access to our Discord server. All of those are rewards that our patrons can get, and it's pretty cool. I do recommend it if you guys want to support the channel. We have so much fun talking on our Discord server about whatever it may be, whether that's RWBY or Kingdom Hearts or Miraculous Ladybug, right? And the early access helps you guys obviously get to see our videos before anybody else does, and so that's also pretty cool. The VIP chat is pretty exclusive. I can reply like a bit faster there. It's a bit more one-on-one. So if you guys are interested in any of those, I do suggest that you guys become patrons over on Patreon. The link is in the description, and thank you again for all of our patrons for helping us out. We'll see you guys later. Bye.